If the opposition, or maybe Kenyans, the majority of Kenyans want President William Ruto to go home, then we must do two things. One, respect the Mount Kenya region. Two, emulate the Mount Kenya region. Why am I saying this? As we speak today, William Ruto has successfully managed to divide some regions in this country. Already the Western Kenya region, it is getting divided day by day. There is no time that region might be united. They even at one point had a presidential candidate, but they could not unite to support that presidential candidate. So as we speak today, William Ruto has killed the NC party, and the efforts of Musalia Mudavadi has been put to UDA. That's why we are seeing in Malava, they are fronting a UDA candidate instead of even for Ford Kenya. As we speak today, Wetangula has been told for him to be the speaker, he has to give room for UDA. That is exactly going to happen. So, we are not going to see the Ford Kenya being very aggressive in Western Kenya. The opponent that William Ruto has with his UDA, it is DAP party. Already within the DAP party, there is division. Natembeya has his faction, Eugene Wamalwa has his own. And actually, the other one, Peter Salasya, has also come up with his own. A clear indication that that group is already divided. If they might go further, it is maybe Natembeya coming up with his own party. And this party will not have the majority. Why? DAP will not be killed like that. They will put a good fight. If it's also the case, Ford Kenya can also do the same. But remember, Musalia Mudavadi is also going to push the UDA party.
I'm now here as a member of the UDA party. Because through this arrangement, we graduated from a coalition to a merger and to a partnership that is now putting us as one. Asante sana.
Up to that point, we can tell that the entire Western Kenya will be divided. And that's why I said William Ruto will not pick a running mate from Western Kenya. He will not pick, unless Rigathi Gachagua does. But William Ruto will not, because he's dividing that region. He's disintegrating them completely. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you come to Gusii region, they have identified Simba Arati to go and face Dr. King of Fred Matiang'i locally. Of course, I know in the Gusii region, people have made a decision. And if Simba Arati is not careful, he might also end up going home. But we know he's not an easy politician to deal with. In the coastal region, William Ruto has the entire bigwigs, the entire leadership of the coastal region, especially the big leaders, to his side. So it's upon the public, the common man, to make a decision to follow President William Ruto or go to the opposition side. But checking on the amount of money that's going to be pumped in the campaigns, this has almost a 20% likelihood that they are going to shift and go to the opposition side, unless something happens. That leaves us with one option. The 5.2 million votes from the Mount Kenya region, which beyond reasonable doubt, in not once, but in 3 occasions, they have proven that they can be united. On this particular channel today, in this video, I want to take you through on why we should respect and emulate the Mount Kenya region. But before I do so, if this is the first time you're watching my videos at Mukwa Times, please take a second or two to subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. My number is always here. Always feel free to engage me. For those who want to support the channel, you can check my number and support the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, in the year 2022, Raila Amolo Odinga knew that he cannot win an election without the Mount Kenya region. Hence, he went for Martha Karua.
I have the great honor to announce that I have picked as my running mate and Cabinet Secretary for Justice and Constitutional Affairs, the Honorable Martha Wangari Karua.
I, Martha Wangari Karua, do hereby proudly accept this nomination as Deputy Presidential Candidate.
William Ruto equally knew the same thing. For him to win an election, he needs the Mount Kenya region.
I present to you the Kenya Kwanza running mate candidate my brother and friend, Rigathi Gachagua.
And indeed, it gave him the presidency. As we speak today, the opposition, all of them, they know to win an election, they need Mount Kenya. Matiang'i knows he needs Mount Kenya. Kalonzo knows he needs Mount Kenya. Gachagua knows he needs Mount Kenya for them to beat William Ruto. This is the only bloc that is united. And it cannot be divided. It will give you the majority votes. Let me give you a scenario here of 2022. Their leader, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, told them to vote for Raila Amolo Odinga. The people decided to vote for William Ruto, the majority. But 1 million still voted for who? Raila Amolo Odinga. That 1 million was as a result of Uhuru Kenyatta telling the people to vote for Raila Amolo Odinga.
Munataka kuokoka? Njia ya kuokoka ni baba. Nawaambia. Uzee sio ugo. Uzee sio nini?
Right now, that Uhuru Kenyatta is not there. That top leader who can sway the votes of Mount Kenya towards a different direction is not there. So they are pure left under Rigathi Gachagua, who is saying one term.
Munasema ni one term. Ataenda one term. Sema one term. Wewe William Ruto. Wewe Kasongo. Wewe muuaji. Wewe mwizi. Wewe Kasongo. Harambee. Aende asiende.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mount Kenya votes of 5.2 million votes are the ones that will take William Ruto home in 2027. Apart from that, apart from the numbers and the unity that these people have, there's a spirit that is in Mount Kenya which does not exist in any part of this country. When the Mount Kenya people decide to come out and vote, one guy called me here on this channel here, a good friend of mine. He told me that when they wanted to vote for President William Ruto, and even actually when they wanted to vote for Uhuru Kenyatta even, he went and picked his sick wife from the hospital to go and vote. Another one called me and told me he had to go and pick an old Mzee grandfather who was in the hospital to go and vote. And the Mzee was very willing. In fact, the Mzee is the person who demanded that I have to vote. After voting, back to hospital. It's a region where the youth know that they need to register and vote. Go to Kisii there. A majority of the youths are not registered voters. They even don't participate in voting. So in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen, the Mount Kenya region has a spirit of voting that does not exist in any part of this country. They come out both young and the old, women and men, to go and vote seriously. Right now, they seem to be quiet. But I'm telling you, that's a sign of decision making. They have already made their decision. Whatever William Ruto does, it's over. It's over. They are not going to vote for him. But they have decided they will vote. And they will come out in large numbers. From 5.2, they are saying to be 6 and beyond. Another thing that we guys have to accept is this. It is the political aggressiveness from that region. The Mount Kenya as we speak today, if Rigathi Gachagua decides to sleep for a month, there will be no opposition in this country. William Ruto will smile because he'll make so many decisions and nobody will oppose them. Unless the youth decide again to go to the streets. But the fact remains, ladies and gentlemen, here, that the Mount Kenya people are aggressive politically. See how Gachagua is operating. Some of you here, think that Gachagua, that is him. No. Gachagua is a reflection of the people of Mount Kenya. What they want him to do, it is what he's doing. The way he speaks, his political aggressiveness, the messaging that he does, that is the message of the ground. That is the messaging of the ground. I want to give you an example here. Recently, Gachagua went to a place called Nyandaru. And then he went to Kipipiri to address a crowd there. The people of Kipipiri, regardless of the member of parliament, Wanjiko Mohia, being with Rigathi Gachagua, the people of Kipipiri still heckled this member of parliament. They did not want her to speak. Do you know the reason behind that? She voted Rigathi Gachagua. She voted for Rigathi Gachagua's impeachment. And probably the track record. So, regardless of being with Gachagua, the people still did not want this lady. A clear indication that what Rigathi Gachagua does, whatever he says, if he says all those people who betrayed the committee by voting him out will go home, that is the language of the people of Mount Kenya. And people are confusing. Don't judge Rigathi Gachagua just for the naked eye like that. Look at him from the third eye. Tumia darubini. That is the language of Mount Kenya. Last, ladies and gentlemen, it is their history. The Mount Kenya people, they have learned painfully from what happened under Matiba's time and Kibaki. And since that time, they have known what to do. Remain united. If you check in 2002, they had 2 presidential candidates. They checked and made a decision that by that time it was Kibaki. And they gave him the votes. As easy as that. And they left Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru got most of the Kalenjin votes. But the majority gave Kibaki. That was the first time they remained united and made a serious decision. In 2007, the same thing. 2017, the same. 2013, the same thing. 2017, the same thing. That is a good history that shows that if they have been doing that consistently, then in 2027, they'll do the same thing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, up to that point, if you want President William Ruto to go home in 2027, stop these shenanigans that, oh, Mount Kenya cannot bring another candidate. Oh, Mount Kenya, they should support someone. No, respect that region. If the message there is to support someone else, they will support wholeheartedly the way they did in 2022. And they cannot get someone out of his house, dress him and take him to a wedding, and then put a ring on his finger again. No. This person has to get out of the house, dress himself, get out, go to the wedding, and of course to the church or the venue, and they bring the bride. But without dedication, without political aggressiveness, without showing the willingness, without proving the ability, there's no way we can blame them. Let the opposition leaders come together, organize themselves, do their campaigns, do their political games, and ensure that they remain at the top of their game, and Mount Kenya will support them. They know the leader they can select. If there's a region that is very civilized, it is the Mount Kenya. It's the Mount Kenya region. They know the need to vote and the sweetness of leadership. Why am I saying that it's a unique and they know than most of the regions? Let's go to Luo Nyanza here. The turnout was about 68%. When Raila Amolo Odinga was expected to win an election, they could not come out to support Baba. Not even, they could have voted almost 100% at that time. But they could not. Mount Kenya, which did not have a candidate, the turnout was massive. And that is how President William Ruto became the president of this country. Ruto did not have votes to make him president. That is why we are saying, respect the Mount Kenya region. On the comment section, share with me what you think. My name is Abdul Mukwa. Of course, I'm open to calls, texts, and also criticism. Just give on the comment section.